Hi everyone, it's Steve Greenfield from Automotive Ventures with a special segment today. I'm joined by Chris Loar, the founder and CEO of Wrapmate. Wrapmate is an end-to-end digital platform for consumers to get their graphics projects designed, printed, and installed. Utilizing Wrapmate's advanced technologies, customers can create and visualize a unique vehicle graphic like never before. Additionally, Wrapmate supports a network of top certified graphic professionals known as Wrapmate Pros, providing them with vehicle wrap customers and tools to help manage their projects. Chris has a really fascinating background and is also in the midst of a funding round. Chris, it's great to see you and welcome to the show.
Steve, thanks so much for having me. Appreciate you.
So tell us a little bit about Wrapmate. Give us a little bit of background here.
Oh, well, the true background is I've been in the vehicle graphics industry for close to 15 years now. And back when I started, me and a partner came up with a concept. We had some background in grand format printing and on-demand manufacturing. And we thought we would go to the car manufacturers and try to put them into the personalization business. So we walked into Ford after probably a couple of years of pounding on their door. And basically the pitch was, you've been selling black and white Mustang racing stripes for the last 30 years. You only have this limited amount of options due to tooling and inventory costs. We've got a solution where you can offer your customers unlimited personalization, and we will do all the manufacturing and fulfillment on demand on your behalf. That was essentially our concept. And, like I mentioned, it took us a couple years to get ourselves in the door, but once we did, in a matter of about 3 years, we had programs with every major car manufacturer in the US, and we started to work outside the US when 3M came and bought the business from us in 2011. Ever since then, I've done a number of things, whether it's investing, advising, helping build some additional tech startups, etc. But a couple years ago, we were working on some technology, actually in a completely different sector in the real estate market. And I thought this could be really interesting in vehicle graphics. And we went back and looked at the industry after kind of being sidelined for close to 10 years. And surprisingly, we found the industry essentially in the same place we had left it. And what it looks like today is it's a very fragmented industry. You've got thousands of independent mom and pop service providers spread out all over the country that are essentially operating and owning this industry. And the challenges they're really great at putting graphics on vehicles, but the customer experience is somewhat lacking. This is a very old school industry that products are sold and managed and execute essentially entirely offline. And what happens is customers have to go and find a local supplier. They have to go through some sort of quoting or estimating process, which can take weeks a lot of times, just before they even get a price. And so we thought there was a huge opportunity to come into the market and essentially create, like you mentioned, an end-to-end platform for customers that's entirely digital, connected to a network of service providers that will help us execute projects on a national level.
Very cool, very cool. So walk me through, if I'm a small, medium business and I've got a fleet of trucks and I want to get them wrapped, how might the process work for me?
Yeah, so you can come to wrapmate.com. You can go through any one of, we have a number of different flows depending on what your project looks like. And we actually have the first ever e-commerce experience in this industry online. So actually at any point in time in the day, you can go on, you can pick your exact vehicles, you can see exact pricing for those vehicles and different coverage options for those vehicles. And you can actually transact directly on our website. And then we work with you as the customer for design, scheduling your install, etc. And then one of our local Wrapmate pros is actually the one that does the installation in the local market of the customer.
Very cool.
So
very
Steve,
cool.
we've taken an offline product and we've figured out a way to kind of sell it digitally, manage it nationally, and execute it locally.
Very cool. Very cool. So I got to ask you, you've been in the industry for a long time. You must have seen some crazy things. What's the craziest install you've ever seen?
Oh gosh. We've seen some pretty interesting installs. One, we weren't a part of this project, but it's one that we continue to get a good laugh of. There's an install running around with a plumber who put on the side of the driver window. It almost looks like he's sitting on the toilet while he's driving the vehicle. And, as ridiculous as that is, it is sure eye-catching, and it always gives us a good laugh. So that one comes to mind. But there's some amazing, most people don't know this, but vehicle graphics get more impressions per dollar than any form of marketing on the planet. And it's significantly underutilized as a form of marketing. And so, we're really out there trying to share that story with small to medium businesses of why, stop spending all this money on other forms of marketing that are yielding a tenth of the results from an impression standpoint. So anyway, we see a lot of really fun, interesting projects to help, try to catch people's eyes.
That's great. That's very cool. I'll have to dig out that image. I think I remember seeing it a few years ago. So let me ask you, so how do you think about sizing of the market? Like, how big is this market that you're going after?
In the U.S., it's going to be, somewhere probably close to $2.5 billion in 2021. U.S. represents about 40% of the global market, just shy of 40%. What's really interesting to us is the market historically over the last 5 or 6 years has grown at about a 24% clip every single year and is projected to continue to do that. So, forward looking over the next 5 years, this industry is going to get significant really quick. At the same time, Steve, we actually think there's a massive opportunity to grow the space just in general. Like I mentioned, as a form of advertising, this product is significantly underutilized if you look at the values versus the spend it gets. So point is there's already a meaningful market out there today. It's both historically grown and projected to grow even more. And we also think there's a huge opportunity to swing some traditional marketing dollars towards this category.
Very cool, very cool. So let's shift gears to your current fundraise. So speaking on behalf of Automotive Ventures, we're really excited to have a chance to participate in your current funding round, but you are raising money right now. So tell our audience a little bit about the round.
Yeah, we're actually raising our first round of capital. It's kind of a pre-seed round, if you will. And, we're quite far. We actually took our time and got quite a bit of traction, close to kind of a seven-figure run rate annually before we decided to go out and raise capital. And, our thinking there was, we wanted to really validate what we think is an amazing opportunity. And so we spent a couple years doing that. And then, like you mentioned, we went out and started raising money a little while ago. So, yeah, we're about 65% committed on our round at the moment. And we're talking to some amazing groups like Automotive Ventures to help fill out the rest of that round.
Great. So anything else you want to share with the audience today before we drop off here?
Nothing particularly other than we appreciate you, Steve, and Automotive Ventures and your support. And we're thrilled to be here today. And if anyone has any interest about Wrapmate or wants to know anything more about the company, you can feel free to reach out to me directly at chris@wrapmate.com or visit us online at wrapmate.com and check us out.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Chris, for joining us today. It was great catching up and hearing more about Wrapmate, and I'm sure you'll get some inbounds as a result of this.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.